Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. This is the look that I created for this Navratiri season. So if you want to know how I achieved this look, then please keep on watching. I'm starting with my eyes as usual, and I'm using the LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Warm Honey. I will be listing down all the products that I will be using in this video in the description box below. Please don't forget to check it out. I'm applying the concealer all over my eyelids and blending it out, and then I'm setting it all with a loose powder. This way the eyeshadow has something to stick onto and it does not crease after applying eyeshadow and lasts much longer. For setting the concealer, I'm using the PAC Loose Translucent Face Powder in the shade TL02. Next, for my crease shade, I'm going to be using this orange shade from the NYX Brights Ultimate Eyeshadow. I'm using a fluffy blending brush to blend the color onto my crease. This will act as a transition color for the eyeshadows that is going to be coming further. To achieve a beautiful eye look, the first important thing is to blend your eyeshadows really well. Take your time in blending and do not apply a patch of color directly on your eyelids. It's always easier to build it up slowly rather than patting so much product, as it's super hard to remove them. If you are someone who's here for the first time, then please don't forget to hit on the subscribe button so that you will be notified whenever I upload a new video. Next, I'm going to be using the Makeup Revolution I Heart Makeup Chocolate Vice palette, and I'm going to be using the darker brown shade today with a smaller eye crease brush. I'm going to be applying the darker brown color on the outer 1/3 of my eyes, and I'm slowly blending it without creating any harsh lines. Next, to highlight my brow bone, I'm going to be using the lighter white shade under my eyebrow, and I'm applying the color with my fingers and then blending it out with my blending brush. From the same palette, I'm using the pink shade to blend it with the highlighter shade and also the crease shade that I've applied. This thereby gives a proper gradient of colors and there is no harsh edges of the eyeshadows. Now is the time to apply some glitter on my eyelids. So I'm using a concealer right on the center of my eyelid to hold the glitter on so that it doesn't fall off and the color pops out really well. Now I'm going to be applying the coppery gold color from the same palette using a flat brush. I'm going to be using this peachy champagne color from the same palette. I'm going to be applying it on the inner 1/3 of my eyelid. I'm going to be dabbing the color layer by layer so that it's not blotchy or there is minimum fallout. I'm gonna be retouching my crease shade which I've already applied before, as it tends to fade away a little, so I'm just building the color. To give a much softer look, I'm going to be skipping kajal and I'm going to be using the darker brown eyeshadow on my lower lid. For eyeliner, I'm going to be using the Sugar I Told You So Smudge Proof eyeliner in the shade Black Swan. The wand of this eyeliner is really precise and it gives a very nice finish, and it's also very easy to draw your eyeliner with this. Next, to remove all the fallouts from the eyeshadow, I'm going to be using a cotton pad with some makeup remover and wiping out all the fallouts that has happened with the eye makeup. Next, moving on to my face, I'm going to be using the Innisfree No-Sebum Blur Primer as a primer to prep my skin for the foundation. For my foundation, I'm going to be using the L'Oreal Infallible 24 Hours Stay Fresh Foundation in the shade 300 Amber. For heavier coverage, I prefer using the Real Techniques buffing brush to blend my foundation, as they don't tend to soak away the product much, whereas a beauty blender always soaks up excess product. For Navratiri, I would like to keep my foundation long lasting and fresh throughout the night. So even if you're dancing for long hours, this makeup tends to be in place all throughout. For those of you who don't know, I do take bridal bookings as well. Please contact the number that is given on the screens for any enquiry or bookings for bridal orders. Now moving on to concealer, I'm going to be using the same LA Girl Pro concealer under my eyes and around my mouth, and I'm blending it with my PAC concealer brush. Now to set the concealer in place, I'm going to be using the PAC Translucent Face Powder in the shade TL02, and I'm baking under my eyes, on my nose and all the areas where I have to highlight. So baking is a method where you apply excess powder on the areas which require highlighting, and then you dust it off after about 10 to 15 minutes. This way the concealer lasts longer and gives a much highlighted finish. For blush, contour and highlight, I'm going to be using the Maybelline Master Contour by FaceStudio palette in the shade medium to deep. I'm contouring the usual areas, that is my cheekbones, the sides of my nose, on my forehead and also my jawline. Now using a plain powder brush, I'm dusting off all the excess powder that we have applied earlier. Next, using the blush shade from the same palette, I'm going to be using it on my cheeks with a blush brush. Next, I'm using the highlighter from the same palette. This highlighter is a beautiful champagne shade and gives a very beautiful glow. I'm using the highlighter to highlight my cheekbones, a little on my cupid's bow, and also using it to highlight the inner corners of my eye with a smaller brush. For mascara, I'm going to be using a PAC mascara only for my lower lid, as I'm going to be using falsies anyway for my upper lashes. For lashes, I'm going to be using the PAC Mink Lashes in M72, and I'm placing the lashes as close to my lash line possible. For the lipstick to last longer, I'm going to be lining my lips and filling it in with a lip liner. I'm using the PAC Colorlock Long-Lasting Lip Liner in the shade Ripely Red, and I'm applying it all over my lips. For lipstick, I'm going to be using a bright red lipstick from Maybelline Color Jolt Matte Intense Lip Paint, and I'm using the shade Vamp Red. And that's it for the look. I'm going to be changing my attire and I'm going to be putting on a bindi and some jewelry, and this is my final look. I hope you guys like it and found this video informative. Please don't forget to hit on the like button and subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed already, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.